All right. Hey, my name is Max, and I work with Camp St. Joseph of Damascus as a camp counselor, and I also work with the Diocese of Worcester, New England, as a youth advisor. Today, I'm going to show you how to register either a returning camper or a prospective new camper for the 2026 session of Camp St. Joseph of Damascus. Okay? First order of business. We're going to want to come to campstjoseph.org. Okay? Once we're here, you'll see just down below, big yellow register button. We're going to want to click that. Okay? That will take us to pretty thorough registration instructions. So like I just mentioned, there's two kind of options for you that you can fall into. You're either a first-time registrant or you're returning, okay? Depending on what you fall into, there's two boxes of instructions, okay? So you just click on them here. So for example, first time, click that, it will reveal instructions for you, okay? If you're returning, you'll click down here. It's actually a little more involved, and the reason for that is because we've moved to a new registration system, okay? So in order to move all of your information over, you'll see that we'll have to do a little bit of steps here, okay? But first order business, we're going to take a look at the new first-time family registration, okay? So we'll follow this link here, okay? It'll take us to our Camp St. Joseph Ultra Camp website, okay? We'll click on New User. Awesome. So this will ask you want to select individual family. Okay, we'll ask you for all of your primary contact information. Okay, and we'll ask you to set up an email and password. The email you're using here is not so much the email for the primary contact as it is for the account. So even if you're a secondary contact and you're logging in, you'll still need to use the primary account's email. Okay, and this is what all the communication is going to go through. If you're returning, you'll come here to forgot your login information, okay? And you'll need to reset your password. Okay, it'll ask you for your email. You'll just put the same email that we had from the 2025 session into this, and we'll send you an email reset, a password reset into that email, okay? Either way, once you've logged in, okay, you'll come to an account overview, okay? If you're a new account, it's just going to be your primary contact here. But if you're a returning account, you'll have all of the children that you had last year. Okay. So what we can work on now is, now that we're in, we can do a couple things. You could just go straight ahead and register, but what I'm going to recommend is coming to the document center. If you already have children added, if not, you can add them down here as add person. Okay, and it will just go through all of the information you need. Okay, so whether that's date of birth, photos, and whatnot. What I recommend is coming to the document center and making sure that the medical health history for your children is up to date. That it's up to date. So, for example, a young boy test is what we're going to be testing in a moment. If you click here, you can actually follow through. It's pretty involved, and it would be better if you had done this now than if you're trying to do it while you're registering. Okay. You also have the option of doing it after. You can actually fill this all in after you register your child. But I think it's better to have your ducks in a row and just have this figured out beforehand. Okay. So once we get all the way through here, there's a quick confirmation at the bottom for a signature. Okay. Awesome. So once this is all up to date, we want to register our children, right? So we're coming to registrations here, okay? And we'll want to come to new registration / application. Now, then you'll click on who you're looking for. You can actually add a person from here also, but like I said before, we're going to be looking at young boy test, all right? And you'll notice registration is not currently open. It opens, it's the 29th today, it opens on the 30th. You would see Camp St. Joseph here, okay? But we're a little early. So I'll show you what you would see. What you would see is this. It would take you immediately into a confirmation of the primary contact information. This is all going to be pre-populated for you because you've put it all in before. It's just asking you to check it over. So we're looking over it, right? We want to make sure we have our numbers in here, a photo, and we want to make sure we have the actual relationship to the child. So whether the primary contact here is the mother, father, or guardian, or whatnot. I want to make sure we have that selected. All right, we can move on. All right, so we'll want to come to next. Okay, awesome. and we're going to want to confirm the child's information. Awesome. So this is also going to be pulled from, if you've already made added a person for the child, all this information will be here. And again, we want to make sure we have a photo. We set the relationship. Okay. Then we want to make sure we check our parish. Okay. We should have all of the Russian, Greek, and Antiochian parishes listed here. If they're not listed for whatever reason, we have an other option. Okay. But you want to select your parish. That way we have an idea of who's coming from where. Okay. And just so you know, every time you click next, the place in the queue that you're in is saved. So if you've ever been to Antiochian Village, you'll know that it's really important that you get things quick. Not as urgent with us, but nevertheless, you have some assurance that you're in the queue. And if you're clicking through, you're maintaining that 15-minute queue. Okay. So emergency contacts. This is what we have next. Okay. You can add a new contact from here or edit an existing one. Okay. Simple as adding here. We're just going to cancel. All right. We can click next. Awesome. Medications. So this is kind of a big deal. You want to make sure you have this information available. Like I said before, you can change this after the fact. But it's as simple as you need to add a medication. If you start typing in here, it will show you, it should come up, yep, in a list here. Simple as that. Okay. You can also edit and remove existing ones that you have here. It will need you to confirm that these are correct, so just click that here. It will let you progress. Okay. This is the medical health history I talked about before. If you've already gone into your document page and taken care of this, you're all set. It should have just pulled from it. You can change this now, or you can wait until after. So we're just going to scroll through all the way. Like I said, it's pretty involved. Okay. Awesome. We want to make sure that this is complete and correct. We need to click that box, okay? And then click the sign. For me, it's just going to do it automatically because we're in a test environment. Okay. Then we can hit next. Awesome. So authorized pickup. These are going to be adults that can pick up the children, whether it's the primary account here, like we have here. You can also add people who are in the account, so it could be like the secondary contact that we had listed. It can also be people that are not part of the account. We just want to make sure we know who's who. Okay, so having that information here is really important. All right. Media consent policy. We want to make sure we check this. Okay. Move on. Same here. We want to read through this, but I'm just going to click through here for the sake of a demonstration. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Same with the waiver. Okay. This is a donation page. You don't have to donate, but if you wanted to, you could do it here. You actually don't have to click anything here. You can just click next. Okay. Awesome. You're good. That is as simple as registration is. Okay. At this point, we would want to proceed to payment and actually pay for our spot. The children are not registered until payment is complete. Okay. Awesome. The deadline for that is going to be May 31st. But like I said before, payment is not, or the spot is not secured until payment is complete. I recommend getting it done as quickly as possible. Okay. Like I said before, you can change the medical history and whatnot after the fact. Okay. Awesome. That's all there is to it. At this point, you can make additional reservations here, add additional reservation, and you can keep going for as many kids as you have. Awesome. So on January 31st, this is a Saturday, at the Winter Youth Retreat, I'm going to be there at a help desk, making sure you all have kind of like a first-hand guiding on how to do this. Okay. So if you have any questions and you're going to be there, that's awesome. We'll have a little setup and a help desk to help get that figured out. Awesome. Well, thank you for your attention. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys out there. All right. See ya.